Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monthly Purpose, episode number 9. And here are your hosts, Hayat and Derek.
Hello. Whoa, okay. Always first adjust. Okay, how we doing? Are we ready to have fun? All right, that's what I'm talking about.
Say it's
Great
good
energy.
to see all the people tonight, and I see some really cool faces and some familiar faces tonight. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. We are ready to rock and roll. Hope you are too. This is an amazing show. It's keep growing, and it's because of you guys, whether you're watching on YouTube live and in person. We love this.
Absolutely. So what are we getting started first today, you guys? Alrighty, so this show is made possible by the Delaware Department of Health and Social Services, DSAM for short. If you're not familiar with DSAM, that is the state agency that has a ton of different resources, from mental health resources, addiction services, even therapy resources. It's a great resource to have.
Yeah, please look them up.
Also, for Help is Here Delaware, if you're not familiar with that, that's a website that you can go to receive all kinds of training and knowledge on anything from Narcan kits to CPR, even learning about peer services and peer support as well. So
Yep.
definitely check that out if you get a chance to.
Yeah, great resources. It's homegrown. It's Delaware. All right, this is the exciting segment when we ask you who is in the room. So you be able to shout out whether it's a person or an organization or you have your own shop. So please shout it out. So who's in the room? The cause is in the room. Who's in the room?
Phoenix Family Resources.
Awesome. Good to have you. Anybody else who's in the room? Let us know.
Freedom Song Marketplace.
Woohoo! All right. Anybody else? I know somebody over there. Derek.
I'm not, it just takes me long. Got long legs, don't move that fast.
She's
So the Bellefonte Lions are in the house tonight. We got food.
All
We have
right.
the beautiful Bella. So
All
please
right.
come back and see us.
Yes, she is. All right, we have someone, Derek, over here.
Got you.
Network Connect is in the room.
Yes, we love Network Connect. Is that it? All right.
Ghetto Sober, hello.
Yeah, actually, that's a connection that keeps growing, right? You know, we know the person who's going to be singing tonight, so thanks for the connection. Awesome. All righty. Lights, please.
Okay, so for those of you that are watching at home or, on YouTube, stringing it, first of all, thank you for taking an hour out of your day to kind of hang out with us. Also, during the show, don't forget to comment, like, share. This is how we grow. This is how we keep getting, amazing people to join us, and we meet some really cool guests.
Absolutely. Like, people who watch us at home. Actually, a group home watches us. So please tell people to watch this. I guess it's really inspiring, and it's all because of the community we have created.
All righty. So this is one of my favorite parts, is I love being able to introduce to the theme of the night. Now, if you're not familiar with our show, every single show has a theme that the entire show is built around. So tonight's theme is going to be...
Contribute to others. Hold on. I have a quote. I love quotes about tonight. Giving liberates the soul of the giver. Not powerful?
Oh, I like that.
You know who said that?
No.
Maya Angelou.
Shout out to Maya Angelou, always dropping knowledge on us.
So contribution, nothing like it, what it does, how it helps you. I mean, it's just, I can't say enough about this. I love this topic.
Absolutely, and even as a peer, contributing to others is kind of what we're built around. Like, our job is to be able to support and help others figure out what their strengths are. And in order to be able to do that, you got to be able to be willing to contribute and give back.
Yes, and you get 10 times back when you do, so. All right, what's our goal for the night?
Alrighty, so our first goal tonight, if we do our jobs correctly, you'll be inspired to contribute to others. So if there's a program that you know about that you can volunteer and give some time to, or that friend that you know is really down that day and could just use a pick-me-up, hopefully we'll inspire you to be able to contribute to others tonight.
Yep. That'll be, and then the next one is expand again the amazing community that we have built, right? We want to keep growing. We want to let people know, and it's snowball effect of positivity, and it's just amazing to watch. And I told you, even 2 months ago, I got people as I'm doing cleaning when I'm talking about giving back. And it's like, oh, this is the monthly purpose lady. I'm like, excuse me? Apparently they are watching it at a group home, and they're like, that's something, it's the fact, like, can I take a picture with you? I'm like, okay. So it makes a difference. Like here, we are just having fun, and that's what we're thinking. But when we're doing this, when you're giving back, you have no idea whose lives you're touching. And that's the whole point of what we're doing here.
Know some big sis, I'm glad that happens to you and not me. I can't go anywhere in Sussex now as it is. If that start happening, I'm kind of terrified. So speaking of the community and wanting to give flowers to the community, what we decided to do is we'll go out in the streets and actually talk to people about the theme of that show. Which is a really awesome way to get out and just meet different people, learn about their values, learn about what makes Delaware Delaware. So check out what the community says.
Be right back.
Giving back can look like a lot of things. I mean, you could, like I'm doing now, volunteering, or if you just go to a meeting and stand up and share your story, somebody might be listening that, could benefit from what you say, If somebody didn't do it for me, I would still be out there lost, so that's why it's important.
Like almost everything I have in my life today that I'm proud of, that I'm contented with, that brings me joy or happiness, or it's all connected to being of service and giving back. Like literally all of it is giving back. If I orient myself towards giving back and service first, service over self, that happy destiny is achievable. You learn that giving back is the way to feed yourself.
What it means to me to give back is like giving back what's so freely given to me on a daily basis. It's very important to me because I came into this program broke, beaten, and busted, and the people loved on me until I could learn to love on myself, and that's what I want to do is learn to help people get through what they think they can't get through.
Some ways you can give back are, volunteer, clean up trash around your neighborhood, help your neighbor across the street, especially, if you have older neighbors, help shovel their driveway, rake their leaves, just stopping by, just say, hey, welcome to the neighborhood. My name's Christian. If there's anything you need help with, please let us know. Giving back, it helps the world become a better place, especially in today's world. It's the importance of giving back can help this this world get better.
Great answers, weren't there? So now we are a segment called Chiming In. So what did you guys hear? What do you do to give back? So same question that I asked of them as I ask of you. What do you think? What do you have to say about contributing to others? Don't all of you raise your hands all at once.
I love working with the youth, with children, to be able to plant seeds in them to do whatever their purpose is.
Oh, man, I love that. Earlier today, we were talking about a quote that we love that says, if you want to touch the past, touch a rock. If you want to touch the present, touch a flower. If you want to touch the future, touch a young person or a child. So that is a great way of contributing to others. I did just come up here to also say we got people watching from home on YouTube. There's about 9 at least groups watching. So you can chime in those answers from home. You can tack them right into the chat, and we will read them out. But I bet we have someone else in here to talk about contributing before we hear that. One more person. What does it mean to contribute? Why is it important?
I love contributing every day. Just to see their faces light up when, we run the free store, Phoenix Family Resources, and they come in. We're open on a daily basis, and one little kid said to me, "This is the best day ever," because I gave him his own cart and just let him go, and he had a really good time, and I enjoy seeing kids like that.
What a great story that something that's seemingly an everyday thing to us, like shopping with a cart, could be someone's best day ever. Where is that, in case people would, that's the Phoenix and Phoenix Family Resources in Newcastle is where that's going on. Do we have anyone else want to chime in about the importance? But I also want to just point out what you said is, again, it's the reaction that the person that you're contributing to. Does anyone else want to talk about that? Like when you hook someone up or help them?
I know for me, one of my favorite things is when I get a call from a student that passed their certification test, and the joy that they have when they realize their entire life experience has led to them finally becoming a licensed professional and somebody that they never dreamed that they would get to while they were in the deepest part of their addiction. So when those calls hit, that's why, like, that's what pushes me, and that's what causes me to continue to what I do every day.
You know, we already did a show this season on gratitude, but showing gratitude to those who contribute to us can help them feel that energy to keep contributing to others. Sometimes, do you all know that Miss Hyatt won the Governor's Award of Service? I didn't mean to lead into that, but this is someone who contributes all the time, and sometimes we just worry that she's always giving. And so, you know, when we ask to help how we can help, I think a lot of times the answer is just help me contribute so I'm not the only one carrying the weight. Give an acceptance speech?
No. Alrighty.
All right, so what we got up next? Fun time, 5 benefits.
Yep.
So this is the part of the show where we actually kind of drop 5 benefits on why contributing to others can just be beneficial to your own life. So to start us out, what we got first? So, this is personal to me as a peer. Personal growth and empathy. So engaging in community activities can expand your perspective, increase your empathy, and help you understand the impact of your actions. We all know that we could use way more empathy in this world because we're all way more connected than anybody really thinks. And once you start to really tap into that part of you, you're able to really see people in a different way, and that in turn allows you to see yourself in a different way.
Make you a better person, you know, and that's what it's about. All right, next, social connection and belonging, right? And I've shared myself about struggle with mental health. I'm bipolar. It doesn't define me, it's a part of me. And the reason I managed having this since the age of 9 is, you know, when I'm helping others, I've gotten so much help from that. And that fostering of that connection, just by doing it to somebody, I was able to give a space for me and say, okay, all right, we can survive anything. I actually don't like the word survive. Thrive. We can thrive.
Yes, I was geared to get on you about that.
Situation by the situation we're creating, right? So the more we say, okay, this is what it is. But guess what? There's so much more to life than what's going on. But by contributing, gosh, again, getting something. I got my life back because of that.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, definitely. Give Ms. Hyatt a hand on that. So believe it or not, contributing to others can also improve your mental and physical health. So volunteering can lower blood pressure. So for those of us that are staring 35, 40 in the face and beyond those moons, you know, it could give you a reason to have your doctor not yell at you too much. Also, it'll help improve your immune system and even be associated with a longer lifespan, because I genuinely believe happier people live longer. That's just me. There's no science to it, but I'm willing to bet that.
Absolutely. When pandemic hits, you know, part of We're Buff Lions Club, Scott Michael, he found out there was a group of people living in a hotel, 131 people, and he said, let's feed them. So we were able to feed 131 people for 6 weeks, and that got our club when everybody's like, what to do? We were like energized, we were involving community, so one of the best time, like, you know, for our club. So absolutely, you know, the mental health, we're all like, okay, we're not stuck anymore, we're helping others.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, this is a good one, and this is one you would speak on to way more than I would. Gives you a sense of purpose.
Yes. You know, when you are struggling with things, it is a way to teach you For me, like if I didn't have my mental health issue, I don't know if I can be the person I am. It gave me an opportunity to sit with myself and be connected to other and help. So every time, whenever something happened to you, it's an opportunity for growth. And again, it gave the sense of purpose it gives you when you help out. Like, part of being involved in, like Scott and I, not only like, our club here when Nick was shouted out, not only globally, locally, but we're involved globally in everything we do. And that is like, wow, it just gives you that space of, gosh, I have so much I can contribute. And I can do it with, again, not alone though, with people.
Yes, strength in numbers, always. And what's our last one?
Well, as you guys are talking about strength in numbers, that's a lot of what we're doing here. When we have that goal saying to build the monthly purpose community, it's all about building the team. If we have a team of good people who are all willing to help each other out, anything is solvable. Anything is possible. That's why every single episode, part of our goals are to build the team. So please, remember, join this team.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Team
Absolutely.
purpose will give you purpose. Lastly.
So contributing to others increases happiness and reduces stress. And we all know how important reducing stress is. So studies have shown that helping others releases the feel-good chemicals like serotonin and dopamine, which has helped boost your mood and your happiness. And we all could use a bit more happiness in our lives just from many different places, whether it be friends, families, volunteer work, just getting out there, getting around people. And if all you have to contribute is yourself and your energy, sometimes that's all you need.
Oh, and a smile. Fake it till you make it. Just a smile, and it's like, yep, my day has changed. What do we got next?
Game time. Game time.
All right, that's great. Get ready to
This or that.
warm up your vocals. This is when you scream. We need you to scream because we don't know which one you're choosing. Is either this or either that.
Yes, so you'll get a choice of two options. So if you like the first one, you say this. If you like the second one, you say that. And me and Hyatt have to try to figure out who wins, which is always the hard part.
Yeah.
So what's first?
This or that.
Okay. It's just.
All right, so we got backpacks or roller bags. It's consensus. It's this. It's absolutely this.
You guys weren't screaming a lot, but only I heard a few this. So next one, you got to do better.
See, and I feel like roller bags are for like a different group of people. So I don't know. I'm more of a backpack guy, honestly.
It depends. If you have a 20-pound, I don't know if it's a backpack. You want to roll with that.
All right, what else we got?
Okay.
Ooh, candles or light bulbs?
Now come on, I can't hear you.
I think it's pretty even. What do you think?
Yeah, but I'm hearing that more than this. But I like this.
Selective listening.
Could be.
I don't know, Miss Hyatt. I'm more of a candle person.
Me too.
But I have dogs, so I'm terrified of them knocking my candles over, sadly.
There is that.
Safety first.
Alrighty, so, this is going to be a good one. Giving gifts or receiving gifts?
Okay, come on, you got to scream. This,
Yes.
I'm hearing this. Yep.
I feel like that one was, given the type of people that we have in the crowd, I kind of figured that was one-sided. Everybody kind of has a habit of that. What up?
I can't help but getting on stage. I'm having too much fun. Question, were you always that way? Or did you like to get gifts for a while first? Who wants to be honest and say, I used to like to get it first?
Sure.
Yes. What was a turning point in when all of a sudden it went from to I like to give? Anyone have an example? Could be one of you guys. Kids.
Having kids for me. You know what I mean? Being a parent.
I think it goes back to what this audience member said. The reaction that you get when you make someone else happy is much more valuable to me than when I'm happy myself. It's a strange thing, but yeah, sorry.
This guy. Alrighty, so
pretty colors.
Oh man, this isn't fair. Spring
this
or
is
fall?
Easy one. This or that? I'm hearing that. I'm not even hearing one this. Me too. No, that. I'm hearing a lot of that, right? Did
So
you hear
am
that?
I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that. Absolutely, because it's beautiful. It's the color. It's just nothing like it, especially if you live in New England, that area.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So last one we have giving money or giving time?
Ooh, this is a hard one.
I'm
That-
hearing a lot of that. And
yeah.
again, the type of people that we have
Yeah.
in the audience today, I can see that fitting them. So
Yeah.
I know for me, I got teenagers at home. I don't have a lot of money to give. So the only thing I can do is give time. And I honestly think the time that I'm able to give really means more to the people that I work with.
It is. Time is money. No, actually, time is not money. But yeah, time is like, it's the quality. Just not time, though. The quality makes a difference.
Chat shout out, chat shout out. That's right. We have someone in the chat shouting us out. Ladies and gentlemen, LaShawn Waters is in there saying, "Hey y'all." And I do believe LaShawn, if that's our same LaShawn who was our amazing poet
Absolutely.
at the last Perfect Purpose. If you have not seen episode 8, you got to go back and check out LaShawn Janelle's amazing poetry. But thanks, LaShawn, for continuing to grow the snowball of this community.
She's continuing to watch us. That's awesome.
So the community spotlight tonight, I normally don't introduce this, but this one's a tad bit special for me. I had the pleasure of not only training one of her employees, but I actually ended up training her daughter in my peer cert class. So when we went up to do the shoot, it was stunning that that's where I was going, and they got a chance to kind of see what I do outside of being a teacher. So it is my pleasure to have you guys check out Miss Babita in the amazing Phoenix Resource Center that she runs.
My name is Babita Jagnanan. I'm the Executive Director for Phoenix Family Resources. I oversee the day-to-day operations and make sure everyone is doing what they're supposed to do. I'm in charge of ensuring that everything comes into the facility that we need, whether it's products, finances. Basically, I'm in charge of making sure it runs. Phoenix Family Resources' mission is to engage, educate, and uplift. One of our primary goals is to make sure that everyone is treated equally with dignity and respect. We're open to the public Monday through Friday, 9 through 5. You're given a basket and you're allowed to go ahead and shop. Some of the products we carry to help you uplift your life or your second chance or third chance, whatever that might look like to you, is that we carry anyway from food items to clothing items to Band-Aids, healthcare products, safer sex kits, Narcan kits. Everything in here is free. No one should ever charge you for it. Most of our items, we ensure that they're high quality items because we want you to feel good about what you're getting. So it feels like you're basically shopping with dignity, but you're also getting good stuff that you like, quality products. Our main population that we serve, basically 80% is the recovery community, and then it's the unhoused, and then we have families that also coming in that needs a hand up. So it's a community of everyone. Phoenix give back in a big way, from just making sure the dignity is the number one thing for you, that everyone feels welcome. Also, not only on products, we look at ensuring that you feel safe. How are we showing up for you? Like with smiles, whether it's a hug or just passing by and just someone waving to you. We pride on ourselves on being a joyful environment for someone. So giving back comes in all different ways for us here. For myself, my mom was a big giver, so I was born a volunteer. I was everybody's volunteer. So giving back in our community means we show up where we're needed. No questions asked, just show up where you need it and make sure that the work is done for that. Giving back gives me great joy. I'm happy about it. It's keeping me going. It has gotten me through some rough times. All in all, I have to say giving back is it's good for everyone. It's good for me personally. It gets me through my everyday. Phoenix was founded on the name. It was my second coming back from corporate America, leaving corporate America to come back. So that was a second, giving myself a second chance at something I love doing. The environment means everything to me. The planet means everything to me. So textile recycling is one of my bigger projects. Hence, we have clothing here from our clothing bins. So when we talk about uplifting, I feel like when we come up, we should bring others up with us. So Phoenix, basically in the end, it's a second coming of a second item going into second hand for a person to give them second chances. So it's just keep it going forward, paying it forward in that upliftment for others. At Phoenix, we pride ourselves in talking about the environment. When we talk about keeping textiles out of landfill, 85% of textiles end up in landfill each year in the U.S. However, at Phoenix Family Resources, we're able to capture those items to put them back into second use, which not only keep our community clothed, however, it's good for the environment. So at the same time, we are doing two things that are very important to the economy we're in at right now, promoting environmental health and community health at the same time. We love when everyone give back. You know, for us, everybody should be a volunteer. At some point in your life, giving back should be a priority for you because it makes someone else's day. Our team gives back every day, and we belong to a bigger community of people giving back. So sometimes our family that walks in here, that comes in for items, they're the one that comes back and give back. So for us, for personally, I feel everyone should give back. Volunteering does something for your soul.
While we are on a quick break, we got to do some more chat shout-outs. We have Helene Gladney saying awesome discussion. Thanks. We have Manifest with Breezy Power saying greetings. Hello, Manifest with Breezy Power. And Noelle Duckworth is on the line. Thanks for joining us, Noelle. Noelle is actually a mentor of mine from many years ago. Thanks, Noelle, for joining us. And don't forget, keep up. Soletta Hall is on the chat saying awesome. I have a feeling I know who that might be. But let's keep the show going. Don't forget to blow up that chat. We got 12 different groups watching right now.
So she might be a little busy getting a cookie, but I wanted to take a second and just give Miss Bebita her flowers while she's standing in front of us. And I had the pleasure of getting to know her, and I now understand what made Jasmine such an amazing student in my class. And she is such a beautiful soul. Like, I would tell everybody, go over to Phoenix just to hang out with her for 10 minutes. I promise you it'll change your day. So, Miss Bebita, would you like to say anything since you're here?
I just want to thank you guys for having us. It was really an honor working with you. Everyone was so kind and polite. And, you know, at Phoenix, we try to promote and uplift other people. We say there's dignity in everyone. And just a little bit of empathy, and we can all be a bigger, better world. And let's keep those trash out of landfill. If not, I'm coming.
So we have coming up now, we actually have a segment where we actually interview a guest. And my big sis, somebody who is a dear friend of mine, she's actually going to take over and interview our special guest tonight. So, Miss Amy, would you want to come up and tell us who you're talking to this evening?
Hi, everyone. So this segment that we have is called Conversations with a Purpose. My name is Amy Herb. I am a community member here at the Monthly Purpose, and I love doing this. And so help me welcome Sierra Hall Hipkins. Hi. So I did introduce you, but thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed yourself. This is your first visit at the Monthly Purpose.
No, actually, I've come to one of the teen nights with one of our workforce development program cohorts. So it's awesome to be back with the Cause family. Thanks for having me.
Okay, thanks for coming. So please do take a second and tell us a little bit about, we know your name, but what Network Connect is, what you do, what your mission is, how people can find you.
Sure. So Network Connect is a nonprofit organization who focuses on building resilience in hard-to-reach communities. We do that by providing resources, social service connections, and building skill in those communities across the state. There are 54 employees, and we serve all 3 counties. And I actually co-founded Network Connect in 2019.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And so our topic tonight is contributing to others, contributing to people. Tell me how that builds into your mission and your vision. So you started this, and
Yes.
I have a feeling there's a story behind it. If you were be
Oh,
willing
yeah.
to share it with us, we'd probably love to hear it.
It's so amazing to be here because Phoenix is located in the building of the old Servium Girls Academy. I love what you do at Phoenix, by the way. Thank you for your service to the community. And I actually was the director of student affairs at Servium Girls Academy in that same building when Network Connect was born. From a passion of mine, I was serving young people, middle school age girls, and noticing that as they were getting older and then going to high school, they didn't have lots of skill building, but also fun things that they could engage in. And violence in the city where I'm from was building, and so we came together to create safe spaces. And so it started out with youth serving workforce development, where we were teaching them about showing up to work with your book bag full of trauma-informed tools, but also teaching them design thinking and community and civic engagement, like they host town halls. And that quickly grew to just serving the community on all those different resilient levels, and just wanting communities that are usually often forgotten to have those quick access to service by people who look like them and understand what they are experiencing on a daily basis.
So although I do know Delaware is small and we've not met, I know your logo and I'm familiar with the Community Wellbeing Initiative, and I've heard very good things about you, and I know about your box.
Yeah.
The box that you
race
give out.
kits,
The kits. But I have to say that my contributing to others up until about 2016, 2017 was for Servium Girls Academy.
Really?
And I thought that was that building in that picture.
Hey,
and
Servium.
Yes, yay, Servium, right? So, and I loved the mission of that school, and I loved the model of that school. And so they were very gracious to me to let me come in and do some activities with the middle school girls that were there. So we have a little link with each other.
That's divine.
Yeah, so that's
awesome.
so cool that we could figure that out. And I walked away with smiles with that from working with them. So talk to us a little bit. I mentioned the Community Wellbeing Initiative. So what is that? There's a lot of people here that may not know what that is.
So actually, just like the monthly purpose is supported by DSAM. So thank you, DSAM. Our community wellbeing ambassadors are people who are coming to us from the communities that need the help the most. So they're the underserved communities. We train them in skills for psychological recovery, resource navigation, and a few trauma-informed care, a few other things. And then they deploy out into those communities to actually teach Delawareans behavioral health skills. So skills for psychological recovery is a behavioral health evidence-based curriculum. And it's really unique because it's just like we're doing now. It's teaching a skill while having a conversation. And that's why I fell in love with the model. We adjusted the model to fit Delaware, and there are 32 community wellbeing ambassadors in Newcastle, Kent, and Sussex County.
32, wow. That's amazing.
Thank you.
They'll connect with people. Do you have different times when you deploy? Is it different
We're everywhere.
You're everywhere.
I mean, they're actually, the reason why they're not full, it's not full here with them, is because they're actually hosting a Hugs and Hearts right now in Newcastle County, and then in Kent County they're hosting another Mother's Day event. So we are out, and our shifts vary. So we try to serve the community from dusk to dawn. So people are available and ready at the need, right? And so they carry caseloads, what we call 21st century case management. And if you know anything about case management, one of the best parts of a case manager, a good case manager, is to be available, right? And be a resource. And so they try to make themselves available when the community needs them. So there's no true shift, so to speak. We split them up throughout 3 different shifts. But they are people who really are passionate about serving the community, and so that's what makes it it fills my heart to see them just be out in the community and do the things that some people can't and won't, and just be happy to do it, happy to serve.
That's great. So tonight's topic, contributing to others. Why do you think giving back is important?
I love the quote that was said at the beginning. One of my favorite quotes is by Mother Teresa. It's on my social media, and to truly be happy, you must be in service to humanity. And so I give back because of that. And I do think that in order to have happiness, you must be giving to someone else, or pouring into someone else, or building someone else, because we're all connected for a reason. And as that's how you stay healthy, that's how you thrive in the world we live in.
If someone is out there that's wondering how they can give back, or things that they can do to contribute to others, do you have any ideas of little things? I mean, we can start little, or we can go into the big, but how would they get started with that? What do you think?
I think the first thing someone can do to give back is just to start with kindness. You never know what someone is experiencing, and so a quick smile might light someone's life up, right? And you don't know that. A hug, that touch could change the world. So that's a small thing. But right now, especially in the climate we're in, I think service, finding grassroots agencies and other community-based organizations who are really giving back and don't have lots of funds to do so, they're doing it because of the love and the passion in their hearts. We need more people to volunteer and to help with initiatives like CWA, or the Race to Wellness that you mentioned earlier, or at Phoenix, I'm sure they could use volunteers to help with the textiles. So I think finding a cause that you really are connected to and giving your time is an easy way to start to contribute.
And you never know who you're going to meet, just like I met you, and now we're going to connect about our love for Servium and our love for Network Connect. And then I did talk about your toolkits, and I mentioned the toolkits, and so if you wouldn't mind, would you tell us just a little bit about the toolkits that you hand out?
That's a story that's so near and dear to my heart. So the Race to Wellness campaign was started because I had lost my grandmother, and I thought, and I still think, earlier than most grandmothers are around much longer, right? And what I learned was about ACEs, adverse childhood experiences. And because my grandmother had lived a very hard life, honestly, she survived and thrived, and she had 5 girls and 17 grandchildren. But her early stage and the trauma that she experienced really lived inside of her, I believe. Mm-hmm. And so after she passed away, I was thinking about how do we teach community about ACEs, right? So that we don't have people yearning for their grandmother like I do, because she was my best friend, one of them. And so I created the race kits, which were really a tool to educate community about adverse childhood experiences. But of course, with community things, you try to put a spin on and add some fun and flavor to it. And so the race kits are literally mental wellness tools in a box. So we explain in the box how you use those mental wellness tools. And then we also do, they're really geared to young people, so teens and elementary and middle school students. They have things like affirmation cards and mirrors, so you can say the affirmations to yourself, and stress balls that look like little brains, and journal prompts and things of that nature, just to create a safe space wherever you are for yourself to heal. And then also CDC sends us like a pamphlet that explains ACEs and encourage parents to reach out to their providers for education around ACEs, but also to maybe take the ACEs test to see where they stand and how they can start to thrive or start their healing journey. And so that's one part of the Race to Wellness campaign. Those kits, they're very popular. We distribute about 1,000 kits on a yearly basis. But the other piece of the work is we host a race camp every summer. It's for middle school, late elementary and middle school students, where we're teaching healing activities all summer long. They do great things and they learn about themselves, their feelings, mirror and window, that social and emotional learning piece. We also are in schools across the state where we're teaching healing activities to young people and creating safe spaces for young people. Things like drumming and basketball and different sports, but also teaching them about why you do those things and how that makes your body heal when you're doing things that you enjoy. So race means so much to me. I'm excited to see that program do so well across the state.
That's very exciting to hear. Do you witness where you are when you are in these environments and you are talking to these children, or do they begin to identify with each other through some of their shared, and through some of that sharedness? That is, one of my very, very, very first jobs was in a school setting and running a group with young people in a high school who all had a parent who was an alcoholic, and none of those, none of the girls knew each other from school. I mean, they knew each other from the hall, but they weren't friends. And after just sitting there and talk, I don't know what we did other than talk. There wasn't it was just talking, really. There wasn't a lesson plan, or it was, like a check-in, and they ended up becoming friends with each other. And it was such a diverse group. You knew that they weren't friends with each other outside of this. And how important that is, and how important your work is to give people a safe space to talk, because a lot of times we feel like there's no one that understands us.
Oh, absolutely. I think a lot of the young people often talk about how that people aren't listening, like they are there, but they're not really listening and hearing and understanding their voice. So it does give them a space, a safe space to be heard, truly heard, right? And be able to, like you're describing, that connection that you make when you share those stories and you have so many lived experiences that are similar no matter what your background is. It does create lifelong connections. It's really, even my favorite part is to see it done with adults. Yeah. Adults who, I love to see children, but children are so resilient and they see love first. But to see an adult who has come through recovery or a reentering society adult actually participate in a connection circle. We host those under our RACE program, and really open up and build stronger support systems because of the people they're sitting next to. That's my aha moment. Like, I love to see that done.
You talk about this so passionately, and thank you so much for coming. I hope that you're having fun, having fun this evening, and thank you for sharing your the great work that you're doing, and your what appears to be your passion, and you found it, and greater things to come. I'm glad for you to be a part of the Monthly Purpose community, and thank you for coming out so much. Help give thanks to Sierra for
yes, and you know what, Amy, we gotta mention something here, because I think we actually have a local celebrity on the stage right now, because the chat is completely on fire. It is the largest group we've ever had. We have over 20 people in the chat. We've got people saying, "Hey, Sierra" from Xian Lee. We got Shy. We got Kalina Hughes saying, "Hey, Sierra." We got Noelle saying hello. We got a whole bunch of people. So I am actually coming out. I'm coming out to say something. Can I come out?
Come on out, Scott.
So, Amy, may I do something? Can you stand up for a moment?
Okay.
I want to shout out this person right here. I'm going to turn this down. Boy, I'm loud. Because this is a message out to anyone out there in the community who has dreams and who wants to pull stuff off. Sierra and I met years ago when we were just getting our feet wet in this field. The thing we had in common was we wanted to help our community. We had different ways of doing it, and that's the wonderful thing. There's always a role for everybody. But one of the first gigs that the cause ever got was we did like a professional development with Sierra. And so I just wanted to personally thank you because you boosted the cause when we were just getting started. But you know, I don't think when people see Network Connect, they probably think it's been around for 100 years, you know? And so this is to the audience out there here and watching at home. If you have a dream or a way to help someone, I don't know of a better state than Delaware to do it, because Delaware has a small, Delaware has a small town feeling statewide. But I mean, what an honor to, and thank you so much for coming to the show.
I love that story. Thank you for always being so supportive to our mission, vision, and my personal passion. And I say, do it scared. Do it scared. This is the place where you can make dreams come true.
Now, Sierra, can you do one more favor for me?
Okay.
Can you look straight into camera one and say, and now we're going to cut to commercials.
And now we'll cut to commercial.
Sierra, everybody.
Coming soon, gang culture.
Keep in mind, most folk who live in poor neighborhoods are not street identified. They don't know where the big bag of drugs are. They don't know where the guns are at.
Brothers, loving one another to make sure that we are not oppressed.
Created by youth and community members in Delaware.
What is one of the most interesting parts of your career with your work undercover as an officer?
Believe it or not, it's gonna sound crazy. I love sound dope. Like that was my thing.
A podcast all about gang violence awareness.
One of my goals is to humanize people who are incarcerated. There's like incarcerated people.
Yes.
Because they're human beings.
Right.
Who made mistakes.
Created by youth and community members in Delaware.
When you hear the word gang, what do you picture?
A group of adults or lost kids.
You don't want to have to bury your friend. Like, you don't have to lose your friend. Don't want to see him go to jail.
Gang Culture, dropping on all platforms June 25th. Brought to you by The Cause, helping each other evolve.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Yay, thank you.
The party is a chance for us all for one day to experience what it's like if we spend our lives helping others, connecting with strangers, trying to become united as one.
The party is Delaware's largest service project.
The party is a place you come together with people who can offer so many wonderful things. You can participate. You can be part of the greater cause to make the world a better place. So why not?
The party is energetic. The party is the place to be.
The party is lit, fun, amazing, connecting people, longevity.
Party is service and helping others and being a part of it. You gotta be a part of it. You can't just let someone else do it for you.
The party is community. The party is engagement. The party is a bunch of like-minded people getting together and doing some good. That's what the party is.
Alrighty, so this is the time of the show where we actually have a musical guest, and I actually want to make sure that I read this right because this young lady has so many accolades to her that I don't really want to mess this up. So, Miss Nina Songbird is a songstress, songwriter, storyteller, voiceover artist, and griot. She has a strong passion for music as medicine, which thank you for that, and a sacred process. She's passionate about the use of music and song to shift life circumstances and transform the human spirit. That has to be one of the most beautiful intros that I've had the pleasure of reading. So, Miss Nina Songbird, floor is all yours, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They say he traveled very far over land and sea. will shine and satisfy, but very wise was he. And then one day, one magic day, he passed my way. And while we talked of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me: the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. And then one day, one magic day, he passed my way. And while we talked of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me: the greatest thing you ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nina Songbird.
Thank you.
That was one of the most special performances that have ever happened in this whole theater in the history of the Cause Theater. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please give it up again for Miss Nina Songbird.
Thank you.
One quick question. Where can people find more of you?
Well, I will be doing a Jazz Vespers at the Easy on Mount Carmel Baptist Church on August the 24th. They will have a Jazz Vespers in their common room, so please do come. And I'm on Facebook, Nina Songbird. I'm on Instagram, Nina Elaine. And I'm on YouTube, but I don't know that I don't know that channel yet. But I think if you look up Nina Harley or Nina Elaine, it'll be on there. So, and I think I can put it in the comment
Absolutely,
section.
put it in the chat for everyone at home. The
Yeah.
chat was, you'll see, a lot of compliments blowing you up. So once
Thank
again,
you.
everybody, Miss Nina.
Thank
And
you.
I want to thank Joe Bellardo and the Delaware Music Network for suggesting you
that's
and
right.
introducing us to you. So
Absolutely.
all right, great. Thanks so
Thank
much.
Thank you.
And now it is time for our Toolbox segment, which is one of my favorite segments. Miss Hyatt, right behind you, there's a little box. That, yes. Would you distribute these to the audience while we're doing the Toolbox? So, what was tonight's subject? That's right, contributing to others. So tonight's tool is, what if we gave you an actual game, an in real life game that can encourage not only you to contribute to others, but encourage you to get others to contribute to others? Well, that is what we've got. Sean, do we have a slide of these? But what you have in front of you, and for those watching at home, we've pulled it up on the screen. But Ladies and gentlemen, what we're doing today is we're inviting you to be part of the Do Goodathon. The Do Goodathon is a 2-month contest where basically you get points if someone does a kind act of service in your name. And so on the screen what you see, and there are business cards that we can distribute to you, but you can use that business card at the bottom. We're looking at the right image here where it says the Do Goodathon, where it says, I was recruited by. Basically, that would be your team name. So it can be you as an individual or you as a team. And then when you ask someone to join the game, say, do an act of service under our team's name. When they scan the QR code or go to the website there, which is, I believe, tinyurl/dogood25, then they're going to be asked, what's your name, email, which we won't share. It is just for the contest, and then who referred you. That is when you can give a point. So maybe Phoenix could actually play as a team. And the idea is that once you get someone in the game, then like a pyramid scheme for good, though, okay, for good, the tool is the tool, how we use it, right? But you can then encourage the people that you have brought into the game to play the game themselves, inviting all of their friends and family. What could an act of service be? It could be picking up a piece of trash. It could be sharing a bit of information on your social media that might inform people. It might even be sharing a segment of tonight's show that can help teach people about trauma or the ACEs. Give me 3 more examples of what a kind act of service could be. Shout them out. Holding the door for somebody. Volunteering for youth services. Carrying someone's groceries to the car. So you could choose whatever you want to do. Now, the game starts Memorial Day weekend. You can start registering right now, but you will, again, get a point for everyone who puts your name in. Does this sound like something that might excite you all here? A little bit. Good. So take the cards, and we have more cards, and you can come and get more at the cause. But it all ends at an event on July 26th. Which is called The Party. The Party 5, actually. It's the 5th one. And at the party, we basically, last year we had 40. This year our goal is 50 different groups that will have a service project for you and your family and friends to do. So you can go over here and write a letter to someone in need. You can pack a backpack over here. You can make a hygiene kit over here. And you can spend a few hours having a great time with live music. Ghetto Songbird was one of our artists last year. So join us for the party. So when we say a toolbox, this is a tool that you can now use to talk to your friends and families and get them into doing something good for the world. Now, I want to put out one other thing out here. Maybe they won't play. And maybe you work with people that you want to try to bring in the game, and you can tell them about it, and maybe they won't play. That's okay. What we really want to do is we want to start bringing up the conversation that, did you know you can do something for others? Have you done something for others lately? What could you do for others? So even just starting the conversation, I believe, will move our community in a better direction. Of course, if people play and play well, it's going to even move more. So please play the Do Goodathon. If you are at home, you can go to www.dogoodathon.com. That's DOGOODATHON.com or dogoodparty.com. Yes, we own dogoodparty.com. It's pretty good. Now, the last thing I want to do is, if you are here in the audience, there are a couple questions here in the program to help start your service journey. And so we're not going to go through them all, but at home, let me ask you these questions. What is a community or a cause that speaks to your heart? Something that says, ooh, I'd like to help them out. You can write down a few to think about who you might want to help. That's a good thing. What cause? And then think of 3 ways that you can help each of those groups. So you're going to think of who you can help and then think of 3 ways. And then after that, if you feel strong enough or courageous enough, try to make a plan you will stick to, meaning set a date, who you're going to do something for, and what it's going to be. So you might say, I am going to pick up trash in the neighborhood of Edgemore Gardens this Saturday. And then you have made your first commitment to service. So make your commitment to service, play the party in the Do-Goodathon. Any questions on any of the Toolbox information? All right, thanks so much. Back to the show. Oh, actually, this is what I love to do. I know the producers don't love this, but follow me into the audience, producers. We need someone in here to take us to our next commercial. Who's it going to be? All you have to do is say, and now these commercial messages. Oh, they're pointing back. You guys could do it together. Here we go. Everybody together, all three. Look right into that camera where Alana is and say, and now these commercial messages.
And now these commercial messages.
Hands paint
them
together,
a round of
spreading
applause.
colors and hope. Our educators nurture the heart, teaching our youth emotions and understanding. We equip ourselves with knowledge, learning to save lives with naloxone. At our local farmers market, the seeds of awareness take root. Our children play, learning the strength of unity and choice. Remember, when it comes to facing the opioid epidemic,
It takes a village.
Alrighty, so now we're at the part of the show that actually has a different meaning tonight. So usually during the reach out segment, I'll ask my audience and the people at home to reach out to somebody that's made an impact in your life or done something special in your life. Tonight's gonna be a little different. With the reach out segment, I want you guys to take like 30 to 60 seconds and just let somebody that has contributed something special to your life, whether they've been there to help you out throughout a bad day or kind of just happen to need that one piece in your life that you needed to get through, let them know how much that meant to you. Let them know how much their contribution has just value in your life. For me, that list is too big to try to share in 60 seconds. So for all the people that's ever, helped me out in my life, from my students to my colleagues at MHA, even my big brother and my big sister from DSAM that are here with us, they have done such an amazing job with just contributing their confidence, their belief, and just inspiring me to kind of come out my shell and get up here on stage and host a TV show. So I wish I could send one blanket text to all of you and just tell you all thank you. So I'm gonna have to ask you guys to do that for me tonight and just reach out to somebody who has just done an amazing job in your life, just helping you keep your life going, and just tell them how much they mean to you.
And while our audience members are reaching out to their communities, we want to read some of the comments happening in the chat. When the question was asked, what are some places people could volunteer? We have Nina Songbird saying Urban Promise, volunteer teaching, and Noelle Duckworth suggested helping the isolated elderly.
Ooh, the elderly, we kind of tend to forget about them sometimes. And, I was always taught you don't live that old by accident. There's a lot of knowledge and just a lot of wisdom with our elders. So absolutely, don't forget about them as well. And another spot that people can volunteer at, there are plenty of mommy and me houses, plenty of therapy facilities that could just use an extra hand, whether it's somebody to sit in the lobby and hang out with the clients or help give out groceries and clothes. Don't forget about some of the facilities that we have here in the state. They're full of amazing people, and the type of souls that you'll be able to meet, they might meet that one that might change your whole trajectory of your life.
And one more comment about our seasoned elderly population. At a conference this week, I learned that the opioid crisis and epidemic is actually still pretty strong with some of our elderly people that we assume might not be affected by that. So that's just a little sign to, check in on your family and friends who are older and, make sure that they are doing okay.
Alrighty, so now we got one more time to kind of reach out to you guys as an audience. So Here's where you can take about maybe 5 to 10 seconds and just share your thoughts about what you thought about the show, what you thought about the theme, or just if there was something you just wanted to, and as the theme goes, contribute to the show that we have.
Yeah, and this is actually one of the most important parts of the show because this is sort of the what we learned or how we were inspired, and sometimes this is where the most magical parts. But only 10 seconds. Can someone share an aha moment or something that felt good or that you learned about tonight? And I do want to say, LaShawn, hello, that's one of our past guests here. So if you watched last episode, you might want to go up and find out how to get one of her books. Yeah. All right, so who could tell us a little bit about tonight? And you can also type it into the chat at home. Miss Songbird.
Tonight was about contributing back to others, and there were some amazing women and guests who shared what their organizations were doing, and there's some amazing things happening in the community, and I think it's worth being a part of. So I think we should all take time to give back a little bit.
Amazing. Thank you. We have someone in the back.
Hi, everyone. This is AO with Project Seed. It was a good reminder to sometimes we come to these events and we're inspired to do something, but I like what you said about putting it on a calendar and just having that reminder so that when we go home and get distracted by life things, we just follow up on that momentum.
Thank you, AO. And Project Seed in the house. Yes. Today at the conference I was at, someone said something very insightful to me. They said they sometimes do a training for offices where they take 2 bowls, and in one bowl they have everyone write down things that everyone needs, things that everyone wants at the office, things that everyone would like people to bring to the office. And then the second bowl they say, in here, write the things that you currently are bringing to the office. She says many, many times the bowl of needs and wants is much more full than the bowl of people bringing. And so when we look at that, we have to realize that's not sustainable. So the idea is, as she said, to make the buffet table even. And so if you think that maybe there's things that need to be in the world, what could you do? You could be the one who chooses to do it. All right, let's bring our hosts up to wrap up tonight's show.
Wow, so did everybody have fun? And you were inspired? I'm inspired. This was such an amazing, the energy, what people were saying, it was just amazing.
It really was, and just watching all the connections and how people related to each other, like this is why we do what we do and why we enjoy doing this show.
Yep.
So let's see if we hit our goals tonight.
Hold on, though, there's a QR code, so please scan it. And then the show.
I did forget about the QR code. At least it's only taking me one show to do that, so that's awesome. So. Do you guys feel that we accomplished our goal tonight and inspired you all to contribute to others? What do you think?
We did. All right. That's awesome. All right. And we're expanding our community because our previous guest is joining us. So definitely plus for expanding our community.
Yes, I feel like we're always growing. Like every month we get bigger. And I honestly think that's really cool. It's an honor to be a part of, you know?
Yes, it is.
Alrighty, so now our favorite segment, group selfie time, okay? So this is where we pull all you guys up and you guys can see on the monitor that we have taken a picture from every single show because since you guys have hung out with us, we can almost consider you all family.
Yep.
And
So
family pictures matter, so come on up, y'all.
And in 10 years, you can see these on the wall and say, I was at the 9th episode. Come on up, everybody, for the selfie. And please, if you're watching at home, stick around because right after the selfie, we're going to be blessed with one more performance by our musical artist, Nina Songbird.
Would you like some help, young lady? Got you, man. Yeah, we're getting mom in here. Yep. Mom, you can stand right there. Yeah, we got you, mom. We'll keep you company, all right? We got you, love. Alrighty, so closing us out tonight, we're going to have Miss Nina Songbird take us through one more song and, leave us with the lasting impression of such an amazing and beautiful voice.
And after that, please feel free to stick around for a few minutes for some cookies.
Wait, ladies and gentlemen, once more, Nina Songbird.
What are you doing the rest of your life? North and south and east and west of your life. I have only one request of your life, that you spend it all with me. For the seasons and the times of your days, all the nickels and the dimes of your days, let the reasons and the rhymes of your days all begin and end with me. I want to see your face in every kind of light, through fields of gold and forests of the night. And when you stand before the candles on a cake, oh, let me be the one to hear the silent wish you make. Those tomorrows waiting deep in your eyes, in the world of love you keep in your eyes. I'll awaken what's asleep in your eyes. It may take a kiss or two through all of my life, summer, winter, spring, and fall of my life. All I ever will recall of my life is all of my life with you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you all once again for coming out. We have some little social time hanging out. We'll have some music, lights. Please network. We've got so many organizations here in the room. You've probably heard from a whole bunch of them who are here, who are on our videos. And make sure you also put on your calendar, next month is our 10th episode. And stick around, because this summer we got a secret for you. There might be a few more episodes coming down the line. Yes, yes, we're very happy about that. So enjoy the night. Thanks for coming out. Monthly Purpose.